The closer you are to death, the more alive you feel.
That movie covers the 1976 World Championship that happened in Fuji in Japan. The movie is called Rush. It hits screens everywhere September 2013. And while we are on the topic of movies and also Japan, if you haven't heard yet, Iron Man 3 is coming to cinemas April 26. But this time, in a very special theater in Nagoya, in central Japan, operated by Corona World Chain, it will be screened, believe it or not, folks, on 4DX. In other words, 4D. Fourth dimension. Before we get to our story that's about the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, if you're a big fan of Rihanna, I think if you know her Twitter account, you might want to send her a get well soon message. Yes, a 25-year-old singer has canceled her Diamonds World Tour in Texas due to an illness. And according to Live Nation, they're saying that Rihanna was unable to perform as a result of the illness. But the good news is fans were told to hold on to their tickets because there will be rescheduling the show. And this is not the first time that Rihanna had needed to cancel the show. Not more than a month ago, she was forced to cancel 2 dates after she contracted laryngitis. And she issued a heartfelt apology, of course, on her Twitter account, saying, "This is the hardest thing for me to deal with. I feel like we've been waiting on this day forever, and I'm hurt that I let you down. I hate disappointing people that never ever let me down. I'm so embarrassed about this. Thank you for all your prayers and well wishes." So there's something you can do if you're a Rihanna fan, is to wish her well. And speaking of Rihanna, Chris Brown has recently requested the reporters to lay off Rihanna and give her a little bit of a break. So that's the story about Rihanna. Now let's go, all you high-speed fanatics. This is a story about the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge car category. Very interesting. One of the hardest and toughest races. So check this out.
Nani Roma clinched his first victory in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge to round off a dominant display in the cars category, while Mark Coma edged his way to a record 7th win in the bike class to complete a unique double triumph for Spain. Despite a third stage win in successive days by defending champion John Lewis Shelter on the 296-kilometer Abu Dhabi Aviation Stage 5, Roma and French co-driver Michael Perrin in a Mini won by 20 minutes 58 seconds from the familiar blue buggy of the veteran French driver, a 6-time winner of the event. Coma's bike's triumph came after Sam Sutherland collected a 10-minute penalty overnight for a basic technical infringement, denying the Dubai-based British rider a brilliant start-to-finish victory as a reward for outshining the reigning world champion and a host of other stars of cross-country rallying. Coma won by just 32 seconds from Portugal's Paulo Gonçalves. I think for the two of us it was a very good run. We have opened the tracks for 3 days. It has been really hard, even until the last kilometer, where I think we would not have made it without Michael Perrin's good work, mine and the rest of the team. Winning is always good. Winning is good. Bitterly disappointed to have lost his chance of victory, Sunderland finished third and remained philosophical at the end.
Sucks to go out on a bad note like that, you know, right at the finish, the last day, and something silly, an oversight by me. It's my fault entirely.
It has been good. We are here to make most of the opportunities. I'm really happy. We had a very tough day. There's nothing better than coming back and winning, because this is my first desert challenge. It's been an unbelievable 5 days. New coach champion Abu Isaac became the third Qatari to claim a desert challenge title after Khar's victory by Saeed Al Hajri and Nasser Al Attiyah. The Desert Challenge, which took place under the patronage of H.H. Sheikh Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the ruler's representative in the Western region, was the second round of the FIA World Cup for cross-country rallies for cars and the opening round of this year's FIM Cross-Country Rallies World Championship.
Well, there you go. Big-time races with big-time paychecks. But let's give the racers the credit. This is one of the most difficult races in the world, the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, and hope you enjoyed that story. Well, I mentioned a little bit about Ironman, and while we're on the topic of big paychecks, anyway, he recently revealed how much he was paid for the Ironman franchise, for the Avengers. Okay, and according to estimates, it's roughly around $50 50 million US dollars for services rendered for the Avengers, okay? But knowing Robert Downey Jr., he actually came clean and said with a very expressive look on his face, yeah, isn't that crazy? I got paid such an astronomical amount. Yes, $50 million apparently was given to Robert Downey for playing Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, or the Avengers. But he said, despite the hefty paycheck, he still dreams of that one solid thing. He's been nominated twice, and that's an Academy Award. So he said that whether my bank account is pretty good, looking very platinum solid, he says he's still looking for an Oscar Gold because he's been nominated twice, but sadly wasn't able to take one. So hopefully that will come Robert Downey Jr.'s way. So wishing him all the best. And now let me take you to Peru, and the capital Peru, Lima, where a very special exhibit, actually more of a fashion display, was recently held. This is to make your Wednesday a little bit more colorful. So check this out.
Agatha Ruiz de la Prada brought her trademark splash of color to Lima on Wednesday by presenting a never-before-seen commercial autumn-winter collection featuring skirts, dresses, tunics and jeans. Key pieces included striped knitted dresses and splashes of flower and polka dots in shades of pink, green, purple, blue, red, yellow and orange. Some 1,200 guests at Lima's Fashion Week looked on as models wearing glittery silver heels sashayed down the catwalk, with Ruiz de la Prada's famed heart shape painted on their hair, which is pulled back by a colorful headband. Ruiz de la Prada said she designed the collection for stores and hadn't presented it until now. This is a world exclusive. I haven't presented this collection before. This is my commercial collection for next winter. Maybe it's too hot to wear these clothes, but there are some which are pretty usable even in this weather. Well, I'm happy to be in Peru and the way people are treating me, and I've never been treated better than I have here. I'm impressed by the strength this fashion week is gaining, and Peru is getting more into fashion every day. Peru is becoming an important country for fashion, and I visited Peru on several occasions, and I find it cleaner, more modern every day. You can tell it's going up tremendously. Ruiz de la Prada first stepped into the fashion world in 1981 with her first women's collection in Madrid. Her collection became a success, and she opened her first studio shop in Spanish capital and started to participate in fashion shows in Madrid and Barcelona. Her creations became well known in Spain after they started being sold at Corte Inglés. Today, her collections are mainstays on catwalks in Spain, France, Italy, Colombia, Poland, Greece, Santo Domingo, US, Peru and Mexico. Ruiz de la Prada started licensing her brand in 1991, and it now includes men's, women's and children's, as well as many array of products from furniture to ceramics and stationery sold in the designer stores in Madrid, Barcelona, Paris, Milan, New York, Oporto and Malacca, and by independent distributors in over 140 countries from around the world.
Well, there you go. Wonderful fashion show. It seems that everywhere in the world, this is the time for the Fashion Week. So I hope you had a great time with our very own the Colombo Fashion Week that happened like last week, if I'm not mistaken. For some interesting sports news, if you haven't heard yet, Pakistan has banned 2 umpires over spot fixing. As Pakistan Cricket Authorities has recently banned 2 umpires, including 1 international, after finding them guilty of being willing to spot fix in return for money. Nadeem Gowri, who stood in 5 tests, 43 one-day and 4 2020 internationals, was suspended for 4 years, while domestic first-class umpire Anis Siddiqui received a 3-year penalty. The Pakistan Cricket Board announced the measures after the private Indian channel aired footage in October in which a number of umpires faced questions from undercover reporters asking if they would give decisions in return for cash. I'm pretty sure some of you have managed to get a glimpse of those interesting videos, especially if you normally frequent the YouTube channel. Now, there have been rhetorics and a lot of attention has resulted, especially in the Korean Peninsula, after North Korea has been very vocal with the fact that they have the missile, they can hit their target, and hence threatening South Korea and the rest of the Pacific Rim, and the countries around that area, and the U.S. as well. But they toned down with the rhetorics a bit to celebrate. And we have footage of the North Koreans dancing and celebrating amidst all the nuclear tension.
Hundreds of young people held dancing parties in Pyongyang, in North Korea. North Korea's state-run television showed young men in suits and young women dressed in brightly colored traditional costumes dancing in various squares to celebrate the first anniversary of its leader Kim Jong-un's official ascent to power. North Korea is due to observe several anniversaries in the coming few days.
Well, there you go. A little bit of a celebration in North Korea, and according to a friend of mine who managed to go to North Korea, it is very interesting. You do see North Korea, but he says you feel you don't really see North Korea. It's like you're seeing a different North Korea. And he stopped by just saying that you could see only what you are allowed to see. But that's what he said. I hope to travel to Korea soon, the Korean Peninsula, and be a little bit of an adventure in North Korea. Very interesting. And before we go to, I think, a quick commercial break, another sad story, if you haven't heard yet, a very strong earthquake has hit Iran, and some 40 lives were reportedly lost due to a 7.8 magnitude earthquake which hit Iran, and which was also felt all the way to Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Sharjah, and even India's New Delhi, and even in Qatar. According to sources, the massive earthquake was centered near Pakistan and Afghanistan, and the quake was felt across the Gulf of Oman, from UAE's Dubai, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. Several weeks ago, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake was reported in the same region. Believed to be some 53 miles below ground level, the quake is said to be the deadliest to strike the Middle East region in years. The good news is nuclear power plants in Iran have not been affected, according to sources. It also stated that satellite images have not indicated any nuclear plants in the vicinity of the region affected by the earthquake that reportedly has claimed some 40 lives in Iran. Lots of movement when it comes to our tectonic plates. It's very interesting. I think this is the time that we can stop and check out the geography and geology and learn more about the tectonic plates, the ring of fire, how the earth moves. So it's a very interesting science. A lot of people felt it was a dying science, but now the earth is making her presence felt, in a matter of speaking. And with that, we need to take a very short break, and when we come back, more of JMSL.
Brought to you by
effects utilize, which will now have the seats move along with the movie, and people and viewers will be expected to pay around $13. That's roughly 1,300 yen extra. That's on top of the usual cinema ticket for a 3D film, and this is only happening in this very special theater in Japan. So just in case you might be on your way to Japan around April 26th, and after that, this very special theater is actually planning on screening 12 movies in this format. It's called Fourth DX, or Fourth Dimension, and Iron Man will be the first one full-length movie to be experienced on 4D. Interesting. I can't wait for that one. 3D alone is exciting. No, you can imagine Florida, like some wind. For those who have been on these 4D rides, it's like that, but expanded to 2 hours with Robert Downey Jr. That's how it will be when Ironman 3 starts screening on 4D. And with that, we need to take a very short break. When we come back, we have stories about the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, also something that's happening in North Korea, and a couple more other stories in the entertainment world.